Well, the Lang name has been legendary in harness racing for over 6 decades. I caught up with the youngest member of this very respected family, Chris Lang Jr. Well, Chris, good to catch up with you. Unfortunately, not the way you would have liked to, greeting the judge.
Yeah, no, she's, 2-year-old trotting filly. Things can go wrong, and sort of been a longish season for her, so we'll try and pick up the pieces and work it out for next time.
Chris, we're speaking of Sassy Galleon, and she was one of the fancy runners for today's event, but this was her first trip away.
Yeah, it was her first trip interstate, so, you take it all on board, and it's all a learning experience. Not good, not a good start, but, we can fix it up, and I still plan to come back next week. So hopefully we can trot next week and, show people that we can actually go a bit.
Chris, a very interesting story involving this filly. She's probably the reason why you decided to come back into harness racing as a hobby trainer driver after spending 5 years away.
I sort of got got sick of it, really, doing the full-time races every night, early sort of mornings. Just got jaded and sick of it. So I got out of it, and at the time we had still had Miss Warbucks, who actually won a free-for-all trot here, and she's an image as a broodmare. She won the Oaks here as a 3-year-old, obviously, and so we just sort of went into breeding more, and decided we'd take those foals to the sales, and that sort of had a few good results, and from there we started getting more into the breeding side. We sort of sold a lot and whatever, and Sassy's actually the only one we've taken to the sales that's been passed in so far. So after that, I said, I might as well have a little go again. And here we are.
Chris, as I mentioned in the introduction, a legendary family, the Lang family, commencing with Graham and Gavin and also your dad, Chris. Following in the footsteps of 3 performers of that nature, did you feel any pressure? It'd be like going into bed after Don Bradman.
Yeah, no, it's probably accurate. External pressure, not so much, but it was... I think the analogy that describes it best is you get the experts saying, there's 4 Langs in that race, so we're working together. Completely the opposite. Everyone was trying to beat each other more so than anyone else. So it was it was good. You had to be sharp, and, I got some up on Gavin and the rest, and they got some up on me. It was fun.
When we speak of your late grandfather, Graham, we speak of Wagon Apollo and Scotch Notch in particular.
Yeah, champion horses. Obviously, Scotch Notch actually won the Inter-Dominion in New Zealand the year I was born, so I didn't get to see her. But, Scotch Notch, early 90s, won a Redwood, and amongst other free-for-all races. Graham spoke highly of them, and he had plenty of stories. It's good. And, obviously my dad had Sundon's Gift and, a few others, Sky Valley, National Interest, and Let Me Through. So I guess that's the sort of the level that you want to be at, your horses to be at. So I don't know if Sassy will get there, but maybe one day.
Well, what's it in the Lang genes as far as the trotters is concerned? As with Graham's outstanding career, your dad, and now yourself.
Yeah, I think it's you sort of got a bit of drive, because, like I say, your most competition is your own family, so everyone's got that drive, wants to beat them. So that sort of kicks you on, and then I think they've sort of got a lot of patience, and it's sort of worked out with the trotters, because obviously you've got to wait for them a bit more than the pacers. You can just sort of put the hobbles on and chase them up a bit. So I think maybe that's it, just the patience.
Those famous dark blue colours of your grandfather, you proudly wear them now. How did that come about, Chris?
Obviously I got out of the sport, and obviously Graham and Gavin have passed now, and so I thought, it would be good if we could race that horse and continue the Lang colours on. And so I sort of asked my grandmother, who inherited them as an owner, and she said it was would be great, and so we got it done, and here we are. So yeah, no, very happy to be wearing the colours.
Chris, when I've spoken to numerous trainers and drivers from Victoria and asked them who was their greatest influence or who was their idol, every man and woman has said Gavin Lang, and rightly so. He was just revered and respected so much throughout the course of the whole industry.
Yeah, that's right. No, sort of a quiet guy, and he probably he would always give advice if I asked, but maybe from being a family member, it was a bit harder for me to get advice sometimes. But he was always good, didn't say too much, and would always get the job done by not too much.
Your own career, 12 Group 1s, let me through, providing 5 of those particular wins.
Yeah, no, he could have been, well, we don't know what he could have been, because he was the year that he went over to New Zealand and ran second in the Inter-Dominion after winning 3 heats and was favourite. Unfortunately got beaten by Mark Purdon, which has happened to people before. That was really the season where he was going to get his base and consolidate himself. That was sort of his first season in the top grade, and I think he won 11 out of 13 and just looked like being anything. And then he went out for a spell after the Inter-Dominion and had a throat issue. So he had a soft palate or something, couldn't get the oxygen in, and it finished his career, unfortunately.
Chris, this comeback, as far as you're concerned, how many horses now do you have in work?
No, just the one racehorse, but I'm doing a few pre-trainers for other people, but mainly do breakers now. So it's sort of it's pretty good for me because we got 3 kids now. So breaking season is sort of through the summer months when there's plenty of daylight. And then we have the yearling sales sort of on the back of that with some mixed in with some breakers, and then we sort of have a good sort of quiet period through the winter and just have a few pre-trainers. So sort of good how it works out, and especially with having 3 children, having to look after them, so it's good.
And your wife Hayley is a very integral part of the family business?
Yeah, that's right. Couldn't do it alone, and I probably wouldn't, to be honest. She does a good job crossing the T's and dotting the I's at home. So while I can just think about, gear changes for this horse here for next week, so which is lucky.
Just behind us, Chris, what's this young fella's name?
That's Coconut. He actually was born at the end of our road at a obviously a pony facility, and we were sort of thinking about getting a pony for the girls and that, and umming and ahhing, there's plenty of horses there to feed, you're sort of looking for a reason why you don't have to get him a pony. And then he just turned up one night, walked in the front gate and was just there. And we're like, oh, where's he come from? And it turned out he escaped and come to our place, and decided he wanted to be at our place. And so we actually didn't say anything to anyone for a couple of days, and then the owners eventually put out that, we've lost our pony, and we said, he's here. And then they actually said, about a week or so later he was for sale, and we decided we better take him.
Well, Chris, thanks very much for your time. We look forward to returning to Menangle on a far better note next time.
Yeah, a couple of gear changes, and we'll try it at the start next week, eh?